Hi, my name is Bonnie Popper. For my technology project, I had one of my colleagues in the science department teach me how to use the smartboard. So I'd like to go through a little demonstration right now to show you some of the things I learned. The smartboard is helpful when you have something on your laptop that you'd like to share with your students. So the first step would be to connect it to a projector. I have a PowerPoint up on my screen here right now. I'm going to go ahead and connect my laptop to the projector. This little toggle here. And when I do that, you can see that my PowerPoint shows up on the screen there. Now this is not new technology using the projector. Of course I can go through my PowerPoint from my laptop or from any other point in the room just by using my Enter key or my space bar here. So that's not new, but the benefit of the smartboard is by connecting to the smartboard, not only can I project onto the board to share with students, but I can interact with the board as well. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this now to the smartboard with this cord. And when I do that, you can see that the whiteboard is connected. And I have this controller that I can either use manually or from my screen. I'm going to turn off the on-screen one and just use this manual one. And I do have to calibrate this so that when I go to write on the smartboard, it will be synchronized correctly. So this takes just a moment. You'll notice a series of black and white boxes will show up here. And when those go away, we're ready to go. It takes just a couple seconds. So one of the benefits of the smartboard is now I can move through the slides of my PowerPoint right here from the board. I don't have to be right at my keyboard. And with the controller, I can move backwards if I need to go back and review something, or I can move forward very easily right from the front here, as you can see. Okay, so another benefit of the smartboard is that I have the ability to do some writing right on this board. And on my controller, I have a button that allows me to produce a pen. And you'll notice this little pen right here on my whiteboard. When that pen shows up on the board, you're in writing mode. And I do have a little stylus here I can use. And it allows me perhaps to highlight some things that might be important or to add some notes on the bottom if I need to. Okay? And I can either use the button here to erase everything, or if I make a mistake, I can erase just a small portion using the handheld eraser. Like that. Okay? Now if you add some notes, you also have the opportunity to print while the notes are on your PowerPoint. So if you have a student in the classroom who needs the benefit of teacher notes, you can print it out with the notes on there and then erase them so that your PowerPoint, your original PowerPoint, stays intact, but you're able to provide those notes for students in class. Okay? So I can move through the slides fluidly from the front of the room, and I can do some writing on the board as well. Also, I just want to mention that with this palette key, I can change the color of my writing or the thickness of my writing. Right now I'm in the thin blue, but if I tap on here, you'll notice that I get a much fatter line if you really need to make something stand out. Or I can imagine that if I were graphing some inequalities, I could use this for filling space pretty quickly and easily. So that's a benefit as well. So you can change the color, and you can change the thickness as well. And then another benefit is that you have access to the keyboard. So if I move out of this mode and press keyboard, I have access to this as well. Now with the keyboard, let's see if I can move back on there. If I were to finish out my presentation here, I can open up Google if I'm I'm trying to take my students to a website at a given time, and I can type, with my cursor up there, I can type right in here from the keyboard. So if we want to look at a website, we can go right there. This is the website for our school homepage. So if I'm working with students on how to log into the math program that we use, I can go up here and select our school. Whoop. Hello. Comus. And then I can click on the Success Maker program, and this gives me the opportunity to show them all at once from the board how I need them to log in. So I can put in, using the keyboard again, put in my username, and I can go down here and add my password, which is Comus. I might already be logged in here, we'll see. And this will take them right into the math program that we use as well. And I can close out of there if I need to and go back to my PowerPoint. Also, I can use this when I'm working with my students on some graphing skills. I can open up the graphing program here. And what I have them do sometimes is if we put, go back to the keyboard and put in an equation up here, I could ask them to sketch that, and then they could use the pen to draw where they think the line is going to be. Right, so they could do crossing, the y-intercept is 2, and then the slope is 2, and so that's going to cross at -1, and they could draw in their line where they think it's going to be. And then we can go back to the keyboard. And if we have the graph do it, then we can see that they were pretty much right on target there when they made their guess. So that's helpful as well. All right, I'm going to go back to my, now notice that I'm still in writing mode. I can tell that because my pen is there, so I got to get back to cursor, then I can close out my program. And I don't want to save that, and I'm back to my PowerPoint again, and can return to the discussion that we were having before we get off on a little tangent there. So the benefits of the smartboard: you can project as you always could, but you can interact with the smartboard. You can move through the slides from the front of the room. You can add notes, which you can print for students, and you can access your keyboard and do anything right up here at the front of the board that you could have done at your seat on your laptop from some other part of the room. Thank you very much. Hope you've learned something new.